All right, ladies and gentlemen, the bell literally just rang. I said all right a split second after the bell rang, and we are here for Satoshi Kojima taking on Tomohiro Ishii. This is going to be an absolute brawl.
I find this matchup so intriguing, Ashton, because you talk about the G1 Climax tournament, and I think you have to regard Ishii, at least in my estimation, as a dark horse in this thing.
Yeah,
You know,
he's one of those guys who they could give it to, and he's one of the very few, well, I shouldn't say few. He's one of the guys on this roster who all it would really take is a little bit of a nudge, and he could be seen as a main eventer instantly.
I mean, even though he may have recently dropped the Never Openweight Championship to Makabe,
They're not
it
even in
doesn't.
this. They're not even in the same block.
They're not even in the same block for one, but I bring up the point that, don't underestimate Ishii, folks. I mean, this guy can go for days. I mean, look at him right now with Kojima. Neither one of them are backing down.
Oh, Kojima
Kojima.
staggers Ishii.
Yeah, that's pretty big if you're Kojima. Of course, Kojima known for his lightning chops. We'll see if they come into play in this match. I mean, what a shoulder block there to Ishii.
Taking Ishii off his feet. This is not something you see very often.
But I know, Ashton, you've been quite praiseworthy of Ishii heading into this tournament. This is his first G1 Climax tournament matchup.
That's because it seems like every time we see Ishii, he's in contention for match of the night.
Absolutely. And Ishii seems to be in pretty good condition. I mean, no taped shoulder or anything going into this tournament, so that's nice for him at least.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Kojima taking it to him, that side Russian leg sweep there. And now if you're Kojima, you get to kind of dictate the pace of this matchup for somebody that could just run through you. Like Ishii, it's got to be a good feeling. And now there's the neck breaker by Kojima.
Yeah, Kojima has been on nothing but offense this match. It's really crazy to see Ishii kind of trying to play from below in this match right now.
But I think that's really where we're going to see the potential of Ishii rise to the surface. I mean, what have I always said about the big men in this business? If they can play defensively, I find them to be virtually unstoppable. And we really know that about Ishii.
Oh, Ishii's pissed.
Oh, he's getting fired up now.
Or at least he was briefly. It looked like, oh, yeah, he's getting fired up.
Oh, yeah, this could be where Ishii goes to that other place. And now look at the forearms there to Kojima. But Kojima eats them.
No stranger to the strong style in his own right.
Absolutely. We just saw it there. But I will say this, we talk about Ishii on the defensive. Let's not forget, I mean, you and I were just so enraptured by the matchup. It wasn't that long ago that Honma and Ishii had a clinic.
What a beautiful power slam there from Ishii.
That form was perfect by
and
Ishii.
Yeah, Honma and Ishii had an amazing match. Definitely the match of the night on that show, and I would argue a match of the year contender. But speaking of Honma, since you did bring him up, he also has a match tonight.
Indeed, he does. So G1 Climax is going to prove very interesting. As you see, Kojima refuses to stay down, keeps sitting up after each Ishii chop.
Oh, wow, yeah, another chop. Kojima not even off his feet. Another chop from Ishii. Kojima staggered, and now he takes a bump, taking it down to the back.
And Ishii, I think, just did a little bit of trash talking, like, what now, Kojima, what now? And, if you're Ishii, I mean, this is such a grand opportunity. We've associated Ishii, and rightfully so, with the Never Openweight Championship, but you were talking about a man that, in my estimation, has all the ability to take the IWGP Heavyweight Championship off of Okada. And I know that's a big statement. Okada is no slouch. He's one of the best in the game today.
But here's the thing, John. On top of the fact that you're saying that he has the ability, he's going to have the opportunity because he is facing Kazuchika Okada in this tournament. They are in the same block.
And that, I think, is going to be a matchup for the ages. Like, that's a matchup. If I was to tell you what matches that you shouldn't sleep on in the G1 Climax tournament, what matches may be a little bit more under the radar, I'd probably say that matchup. I don't think Ishii's as appreciated as he should be, at my estimation, Ashton. As you see Kojima
punching Ishii in the head and Ishii just telling him to bring it.
Exactly. Ishii eating all of it. I'm telling you, this man can go for days. I think he thrives on the offense of others. And that's really something.
Yeah, I think that was kind of what I was expecting from him earlier on in the match. Oh, I think we're about to get lightning chops, maybe.
Oh, if we are, Kojima will take it to that next gear. We're going to see it here. I think he's kind of prepping Ishii with those chops, quickening the pace. Here we go. The lightning chops from Kojima. Oh.
I've seen, I mean, you want to go back and look at Tough Enough this week with the Big Show delivering chops to the new guys. I think if there's anybody that isn't considered a giant that could deliver a more devastating chop than the Big Show, it's Satoshi Kojima.
But look at the recovery time there of Ishii. Gets right back to his feet, and then he nails Kojima with the forearm, sending him to the floor.
Yeah, knocking him up off the apron. That's got to do a number on Kojima's back, you would imagine.
I mean, I just think, you and I have been following Ishii's career for a brief
Oh,
time
speaking
now.
of back pain, he was just trying to get Kojima up for a vertical suplex on the outside into the... I do not know what just happened. The camera's not getting any shots.
Yeah, my view is obstructed as well from fans in the audience. I don't know what's going on between these two. You can only imagine that they're probably fighting it out. They both, I think, were on the floor. Something happened.
Yeah, it looked almost like Kojima reversed that vertical suplex attempt into something offensive onto Ishii.
Well, we can say that
Kojima recovers first as well. So
absolutely. So Ishii, I guess he's a bit discombobulated, if you will. His equilibrium's thrown off, and now Kojima gets Ishii back in the ring. Oh man, Kojima has got to be like a shark that smells blood. Because when you get Ishii in this kind of position, there's a cutter.
Crusher.
Beautiful cutter there by Kojima. Hooks the leg, too, and Ishii kicks out.
Man, I mean, even though he kind of, in a way, he kind of made it seem obvious that he was going to do it, I did not expect a random cutter out of nowhere from Kojima.
Is Kojima going to be able to put down the Stone Pitbull tonight? That is the question.
Yeah. I mean, that was a hell of a lot more out of nowhere than like 80% of Randy Orton's cutters.
Absolutely. But look at Ishii there with the suplex.
Beautiful belly to back suplex there from Ishii, just dropping Kojima on the top of his back and lower neck.
Perfect form and everything. And normally I use the term desperation maneuver, but Ishii, I mean, that's just his raw power coming to the forefront. And now the alternating forearms and chops in the corner.
Almost something you'd expect to see from Dean Ambrose.
Yeah, absolutely. And
what a beautiful clothesline into the corner from Ishii to Kojima. Ishii has firmly taken control here. Looks like he's going to go for another vertical suplex, and he lands this one. But Kojima does not care. He is back to his feet before Ishii. Oh, but Ishii with a huge lariat on Kojima takes him off his feet again, and this time it looks like Kojima's not quite so quick to get back up.
Ishii will not be denied. I can only imagine how much this G1 Climax tournament means to Ishii. And I mean, you're talking about getting out of that never open weight, championship spotlight and going straight for the, Top Gun, the IWGP Heavyweight Championship, and that goes, for both
Ishii
men.
deadlift vertical superplex.
Good God, and he hits it.
That was about as close to a deadlift as I can imagine them getting. And yeah, that was absolutely phenomenal. That was an amazing display of strength from Ishii, lifting Kojima up over his head, and it seemed like from a deadlift position, but he goes for the kick. Kojima rolls out of the way. Kojima with a kick, but Ishii punches him right in the face. Ishii going for a German. Kojima with a DDT plants Ishii on his head.
Beautiful DDT counter. And I gotta tell you, Ash, I think that was a counter that Kojima desperately needed, because that kick out on that deadlift vertical superplex seemed very weak by Kojima, so I think this is the move he needed to really catch a breather here.
Yeah, it seems like he's going for that sort of just pure sheer force, trying to just will his way to a victory here.
Oh, measuring his man, measuring Ishii, and what a clothesline right at the back of the head it looked like.
Vertical suplex position. Brainbuster!
Brainbuster there, yes, by Kojima. Oh, go into the cover. He might have taken a little bit too much time there on that cover, Ashton, too. And Ishii kicks out.
Yeah, that definitely seemed like a situation where if Kojima would have capitalized right away, Ishii might not have kicked out.
Yeah, that seemed like a very long kick out there from Ishii. I feel like if Kojima was just a few seconds quicker, this match would have been over.
Kojima just threw his elbow pad, it looked like.
Oh, he could be signaling for the end here.
Oh, but Ishii breaks off the offensive attempt. Oh, and now Ishii goes for the same thing, and Koji breaks that too.
Oh, man, these guys are at a stalemate. And there's
the
huge
lariat from Kojima. Lariato!
Beautiful cover, too.
But Ishii kicks out.
I think in my mind, when I saw these two in the ring, I picked Ishii to win it. But I'll tell you what, Kojima's really showing me something.
Oh, yeah. Kojima is not a joke. Not someone that you can take lightly. Then again, hardly anyone in New Japan is. Maybe Captain New Japan.
Hey, look, the only problem is you take Kojima.
Oh, what a headbutt from Ishii. Kojima goes for the punch. Ishii breaks
And what
it,
a
and then a
kick!
kick to the back of the head. Kojima with the lariat, though.
Another lariat from Kojima, and oh wow, the momentum just takes him out of the ring. I think he
Kojima, yeah. Kojima's out of the ring right now. Ishii's still in the ring. The ref should be counting right now.
The ref should be counting, but he's checking on Kojima instead. I think because both men are down, I think we've kind of reset the playing field, but I think you got to give Ishii the advantage here because he's in the ring. The referee now admonishing Kojima, but I mean, he should be counting. Kojima recovers first. Ishii is still down.
That's another example. I think Ishii's going to kick out here, but if Kojima would have been able to capitalize, it would have been oh, that was really close 3 count. Oh, my God.
Wow.
That was so close. Ishii barely getting his shoulder up. How does Ishii do it, man? We have seen 3 of this guy's matches. All 3 match of the night easily and match of the year contenders, and this no different so far.
Absolutely. And Ashton, I mean, you make an excellent point. Had Kojima not gone out of the ring, was he able to make a quick cover? It would have been a 3 count. I mean, even that count, with how delayed it was, Ishii just barely got the shoulder up. Kojima's got to be kicking himself, thinking, I may have just missed an opportunity to get a win in this G1 Climax tournament in my personal block.
Well, say what you will about kicking himself, but he had no restraint kicking Ishii right in the back of the head and then picking him up to deliver a few forearm shots before dropping him right back down. Ishii is in a bad way right now, and Kojima looks very arrogant, spreading his arms out, basically saying, man, I won. What am I supposed to do now? If he's not going to be, if he's going to kick out of my pinning attempts, he's basically knocked out. Now Kojima with more forearm shots. Ishii really looks like he's out on his feet. But the
what a headbutt!
Headbutt from Ishii right to the sternum of Satoshi Kojima.
Good
Kojima
God.
is out, and Ishii looks like he could be out on his feet, but I guess he's not. He's with it with a big lariat to Kojima on his butt.
That could be it.
And Kojima kicks out of that too.
Oh, and he gets to one knee. Oh man, these two guys are still going at it.
Once another brainbuster, maybe possibly. He has him up. Brainbuster!
Oh, God. 1,
and that's
2,
it.
3. Ishii
Holy
gets the win.
crap! What an amazing match! Good lord!
Ishii gets the win. I'm telling you, folks, keep an eye on Tomohiro Ishii. This man may just take it all. What a performance against Kojima.
Unbelievable. I'm smiling from ear to ear right now, man, because that was such a fun match. And it's crazy because at G1, all the matches tend to be shorter than you would normally expect between sort of main event level guys. Because when you get main event level guys in a match, and even the upper mid card guys in New Japan, you're expecting it to go over 15 to 20 minutes. But almost every G1 match is under 12 minutes. And the fact that these guys made that short of a match time work and have such an amazing, compelling back and forth, you don't know who's going to win kind of match. Just amazing. Easily the match of the night so far. And I am going to say it right now. These guys, whoever is left, the 8 guys that are left, are going to have one hell of a hard time topping it.
Well, let me tell you something right now as it relates to Tomohiro Ishii. The Stone Pitbull is baring his teeth. I don't think he cares who he bites to get to the IWGP Heavyweight Championship. That's my dark horse right now. And hey, take nothing away from Kojima Ashton. He was so game tonight. I think on 2 occasions in this match, he had the thing won. It was just not being able to really capitalize on the pinfall attempt that really cost Kojima. It wasn't Kojima's ability that screwed him over. It was simply timing. Time was not on his side tonight. And Ishii was just the better man. And dare I say, as much as I respect Ishii, he might have just been the luckier man tonight because Kojima, man, he brought the fight to Ishii.
Yeah, and I'm going to let you guys know straight up right now, I actually had to clean my keyboard off because I got so freaking excited calling the end of that match that I friggin' Daffy Duck style slobbered all over my keyboard.
I don't blame you, man. I don't blame you. That's what great wrestling like this does to people. I mean, I've certainly been there, and oh, man. Is this who I believe it is? Is this Yujiro Takahashi?
Yes, it is. Yujiro Takahashi is going to be taking on Hirooki Goto, your Intercontinental Champion in New Japan right now. And I would be surprised to see Yujiro Takahashi come out of G1 with more than 2 wins under his belt.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you there. I mean, Takahashi's kind of the playboy of the Bullet Club, but he's going to need to really get serious tonight. I mean, Hirooki Goto is the Intercontinental Champion for a reason. Beat Shinsuke Nakamura. I mean, what more do I need to say when you beat an athlete of that caliber? I mean, Takahashi's going to have a long night at the office, to say the
And
least.
and Cody Hall, fresh off of getting pinned, is out here showing his Bullet Club pride, waving that Bullet Club flag all around on his entrance.
Oh man, and Yujiro Takahashi. You know, when you come out, you know, with women like that, you got to be thinking, G1 Climax or not, it's pretty good to be me.
Yeah, no kidding.
But you know, like I said though, I mean, I've said it about multiple members of the Bullet Club now. I mean, AJ Styles is leading the helm, but I mean, you've got so many capable members in the Bullet Club. I mean, Carl Anderson's matchup tonight, I cannot wait to call that. But Yujiro Takahashi again, I think he's a man more known to be, you know, the playboy of the Bullet Club, but we know he's capable, and we're gonna see it here against the Intercontinental Champion.
He doesn't even need to do anything. He just comes out and lets the girl do the entrance for him.
Yeah, pretty much.
I love it. I've been saying, I mean, since Wrestle Kingdom, when we first really started getting into New Japan, I've been saying there's a level of charisma in Yujiro Takahashi that I think is untapped. That he every now and then he just shows a little bit of it. And I don't know if you saw the Titantron in the background, but it actually said Mr. Rated R. So I guess that's kind of a gimmick that he's going by now.
I did get that indeed. And now here comes Hirooki Goto.
Hirooki Goto is going to be one hell of a challenge for Takahashi, and I will be shocked if Takahashi manages to pull the upset out of his ass here.
Absolutely. I mean, you know, I never take anything away from the Bullet Club. I do believe that it's not hyperbole when they say they own the wrestling world. But Hirooki Goto is not somebody you sleep on. He's not somebody you look past. He's not somebody that you look at your girl and say, oh, this will only take 5 minutes and then we can go to the back and party. No. I'm telling you, Goto is going to take Takahashi to school here, and I'm just wondering if Takahashi can be able to handle that.
Yeah, absolutely. Takahashi is in for one hell of a fight here, and really everybody in his block is going to give him one hell of a fight because he hasn't done a ton of notable stuff in New Japan yet. I mean, he's been there for a good amount of time because he's not a young boy or anything like that, but still, man, he's got a way to build himself because right now it's looking like he's the weak link in his block.
Absolutely, and you see Goto.
You look at this block and you see Kojima, Ishii, Goto, Nagata, Honma, Elgin, Okada, Nakamura, Karl Anderson. Where is the weak link? And then you see the name Yujiro Takahashi, and you're like, oh, there it is.
And, you know, I think that might be, you know, a fire underneath Takahashi. I mean, I can't speak for the man, obviously, but I think, you know, when you make that kind of assessment, Takahashi may say to himself, you know what, I've got something to prove too. I can hang too. And, I mean, no better way to prove that than going the distance against the Intercontinental Champion in Goto here.
Absolutely. This is definitely a proving ground for Takahashi.
Certainly, as you see now, this contest. And you got to think here, too, Ash. I mean, let's look at the broader scope, you know, beyond G1. I mean, if Takahashi was able to get the win here, I mean, you would have to think that that would put him in line for a future Intercontinental Championship match opportunity. So,
yeah, that's definitely a thought that's crossed my mind. If Goto loses any matches in this tournament, you would think that whoever beats him would definitely become somebody at the front of the line of that Intercontinental Championship #1 contenders list.
absolutely, as you see now in the early going, Goto has control of Takahashi's arm.
Yeah.
He's going to really hope, you know, probably pick that apart.
It seems
and,
like
Cody. Seems like what?
Well, no, I was actually waiting for you to say something.
Oh, well, I was going to say that I think Cody Hall might be the wild card here, you know, being at ringside for Takahashi.
You know what? He could be, but I feel like Cody Hall by himself isn't going to be enough to even the odds here. Because if it would be more members of the Bullet Club, like maybe say the Young Bucks were out there, or if AJ would have come out, or AJ and Tama Tonga, since they have both been in matches already tonight as well, I feel like it might have been maybe, oh, well, Takahashi might get the upset win with shenanigans from the Bullet Club, but just Cody Hall I don't think is enough to even the odds.
I would have to agree with you there, but Takahashi, nice control on that side headlock, but I mean, Goto, I mean, again, when you're the Intercontinental Champion, I mean, you've been in situations like this before, and now look at that, immediately takes control back
Oh,
of
but
the arm.
Takahashi grabs him by the hair.
Beautiful.
Goto with a forearm as a retaliation.
Now Goto just shooting Takahashi off the ropes. Oh, Takahashi, though, had that scouted, and now
And
look at that,
runs,
creates
yeah,
the distance.
rolls out of the ring.
That's the thing about Takahashi. I don't think he's going to outmaneuver Goto. I don't think he's going to be able to overpower him, but, being able to create that distance, being able to dictate the pace, I think that's really what's going to make Takahashi at least give him a fighting chance in this contest. Now, look at that. Again, keeping that distance. Getting in Goto's head, like, hey, you're not going to get to me that easily.
I think
Oh, what?
another. Oh,
Oh,
wow.
God, the
Yeah,
power.
yeah. Another noteworthy element of this match is the age difference.
Oh, what are we dealing with here?
Uh, uh, Yujiro Takahashi is 34 years old. He looks younger. He looks a lot younger. I think that he looks like he could be in his late 20s. But Hirooki Goto, on the other hand, actually, you know what? The age difference isn't that significant. There's only about 2 years of difference in their age. Takahashi 34, Goto 36, but Takahashi definitely comes off as the younger of the two. Kind of a sort of a similar situation to the Ibushi versus Tanahashi match from Wrestle Kingdom, or Nakamura match from Wrestle Kingdom, where Nakamura 34, Ibushi 32 or 33 years old at the time, and JR kept on saying that Ibushi was the young lion and that Nakamura was this experienced grizzled vet. Well, it's kind of the same situation here. Goto only 2.5 years older than Takahashi, but if you just kind of look at the way that they've been built and the aura that they kind of exude, Takahashi comes off as a guy that could be in his late 20s. Goto kind of comes off as a guy that could be in his late 30s, early 40s, but no, they're actually really similar. So the
Yeah,
age
absolutely.
difference isn't significant at all.
Very enlightening information because when you said, Takahashi is, in his 30s and not in his late 20s, that surprised me because I did presume that he was in his late 20s, but you see now he's taking the fight to Goto on the outside. I think he drove his back into the ring apron, and now these two are just fighting on that side. And look at Takahashi blatantly raking the eyes of Goto.
But he was doing it in a way that Goto's head was facing the referee and his face was facing away from the referee, so the referee couldn't see if Takahashi was going for the eyes or if he was maybe just kind of pinching the nose or scratching the forehead. You don't know.
Absolutely, absolutely. Again, Takahashi, I think he's going to try and really show us, in his own way, of course, that he can hang with the best of them, and they don't get any better than the Intercontinental Champion. Hooks the leg, and Goto kicks out.
Yeah, and that's another thing that's worth noting is that we say Intercontinental Champion, and for the WWE fans that follow exclusively that promotion, Intercontinental Champion might seem like, oh, well, he's a mid carder at best, but in New Japan, the Intercontinental Championship is just as prestigious as the World Championship. And I would argue that maybe it wouldn't be, but the guy that is kind of synonymous with the Intercontinental Championship is Shinsuke Nakamura, and he is a legitimate main eventer, one of the top 4 guys in New Japan. And Goto had to beat him to win the Intercontinental Championship. So Goto is maybe not necessarily on that same level as a main event top 4 kind of guy, but he definitely had to prove his worth to beat Shinsuke Nakamura and win that title.
What a boot by Takahashi as he falls into the cover there, and Goto kicks out. But you are absolutely right on all counts, Ashton. I think people really need to recognize the prestige of New Japan's Intercontinental Championship. And
Takahashi, I don't know if you noticed this, but Takahashi with the cocky cover didn't even hook a leg, almost the same way Tenzan was treating Tanahashi earlier.
yeah, I really have to frown upon such a tactic from Takahashi.
Oh, but yeah, Goto's
Oh
pissed.
God, yeah,
Two
yeah.
two overhand slaps and then a forearm shot. Now it looks like he wants a German suplex, but Takahashi biting the thumb.
And wow, just using every available means to get offense, and
Nice
nice kick
kick
there
to
to the
the
back of the head.
back of Goto, yeah.
And Goto kicks out. I say that was quite a near fall though by Takahashi.
You know somebody is willing to do anything to win a match when they bite the other guy just to get out of a German suplex.
And now you see Takahashi there with a beautiful rear chin lock driving the knee into the back. Definitely keeps Goto grounded. Oh, but look at
Oh,
that!
yeah.
Oh!
Goto biting
Oh!
Takahashi's thumb now.
Oh, with some fava beans and a nice Chianti there. And now look at the chest kicks there from Goto to Takahashi.
Oh, man. This is the only place you're going to get Silence of the Lambs references during wrestling commentary.
Absolutely. Running
Goto with the
bulldog from
running
Goto.
bulldog on Takahashi.
That was great height on that bulldog, Ashton.
Great height, great impact, and now it sets Goto up for the German suplex he wanted earlier, as long as Takahashi doesn't try and bite him again. But the back elbows get him out of it, and then Goto goes for another lariat, but beautiful belly-to-back suplex there from Goto.
Yeah, it seemed almost like a Saito suplex, and Takahashi still kicks out.
It might have been a Saito suplex.
But regardless, I mean, beautiful counter. Doesn't get caught in Takahashi's holds. And Takahashi, if I'm him, I'm kind of sweating bullets right now because Goto is at that next level right now.
Goto trying to do something from a fireman's carry, but Takahashi squeals out of it and goes for a roll-up. Goto kicks out. Takahashi with the diving, sort of almost like a Roddy Strong sick kick there on Goto while he was on sitting down on the canvas. And now they're both down. Neither one of them getting to their feet. Takahashi looks like he'll be the first one to get to his, but they are both struggling right now, almost just crawling at this point on hands and knees.
Yeah, practically in opposite corners are Goto and Takahashi. Takahashi now going to try and charge, and wow!
Big kick to the face of Goto in the
Big
corner.
Kick indeed, and now he's going to try an Irish whip. Goto reverses the momentum. And now, Takahashi there moves out of the way again. Look at Takahashi, and another
big boot, yeah.
Takahashi taking it to Goto.
Fisherman's brainbuster.
Beautiful cover. Almost immediately, too. And, near fall.
Goto kicks out, absolutely.
Look at Takahashi, dude. I'll tell you. Really hanging in there with the Intercontinental Champion. But, I mean, close, but no cigar just yet. And now, look at that. Grabs the arm of Goto. Now is it going to be like an ankle slam?
Ankle slam, yeah.
Beautiful.
Hooks the leg. 1, 2, and Goto kicks out. But at least he hooked the leg there. He's definitely, you can see Takahashi getting more and more invested in actually trying to win this match as it progresses.
Absolutely. Well, it doesn't get any bigger than G1 Climax. You were talking about the winner of this tournament at the end of this thing is looking at an IWGP Heavyweight Championship match. And like I said for the Bullet Club, and that includes Takahashi. You see,
but Goto grabs Takahashi in a quick roll-up. And he kicks out.
Near fall again.
Takahashi just kind of thumping now on Goto's back. Grabs him. Looks almost like he wants some kind of a gut wrench move, but Goto looks like he's blocking it right now.
Look at him buckling the knees so that Takahashi can't get the momentum he needs. That is brilliant maneuvering by Goto, and that's why he's the Intercontinental Champion.
Goto powers out of the double powered out of the waist lock, but then Takahashi with just a straight forearm shot to the head, and Goto is back down.
That just shows you, as I was saying earlier.
Takahashi looks like he wants a power bomb here. Buckle bomb.
Goto now kind of slumped in the corner. Can Takahashi capitalize? I'll tell you, Takahashi is really taking the fight to Goto, I think, more than any of us expected.
Yeah, Goto's really coming off as the weaker one of the two in this match right now.
And now look at that, picking up...
he wants a fireman's carry, but Goto blocking.
Look at the pointed elbows there to the side of the head and neck.
Goto with a forearm shot to the face. Takahashi returns with a forearm of his own, and it looks like we're just going to be kind of exchanging forearms here for a little bit.
Yeah, these forearm shivers from both men. Neither one's showing any give. And who's going to get the momentum here? And now look at...
but Takahashi decides to take the low road with the kick to the gut. Forearm, chop. And now Goto is down, bent over. Takahashi, a double clothesline. They canceled each other out almost, but it looks like Goto might have even got the better of that because he is the larger man of the two.
And I was even getting ready to say, Ash, Goto is the larger man between the two. And look at Takahashi, though, using Goto's momentum against him. Wow.
Takahashi off the ropes. Nice lariat from Takahashi to Goto. Takes him down. 1, 2. That was close. That was actually really close. Goto kicks out, though.
How many near falls can you get if you're Takahashi before you just throw in the towel and say, I'm done? What's it going to take to beat this man?
Well, I don't even know what Takahashi's finish is, to be perfectly honest, so we'll have to wait and see.
I don't know either.
It looks like he wants that deadlift gutbuster thing again, or gut wrench. Goto squirms out of it again, goes for a lariat, but Takahashi breaks it up. Takahashi goes off the ropes. Goto with the fireman's carry.
He caught him.
But Takahashi got out of that too. Takahashi with a fireman's carry of his own.
You've got to be kidding me.
Goto gets out of that. Goto headbutts Takahashi in the throat, and a lariat that takes Takahashi out. 1, 2. Takahashi kicked out.
Oh my God.
Goto is not done yet, though. He is fired up. He gets the fireman's carry again into a Death Valley driver onto his knee.
Yeah, Death Valley Driver almost like a neck breaker on the knee, and now picks him up again. Oh, this is gonna be the
Vertical
end here.
suplex position, maybe a brainbuster. No, Takahashi reversed. No, he didn't.
No, he didn't.
Takahashi
Got
reversed.
slammed down. 3 count.
That looked like a DDT from Takahashi.
Yeah, I thought Takahashi countered as well, but no, that was all Goto on offense. And the Intercontinental Champion wins this match, but I'll tell you something. I hope Takahashi opens some eyes tonight because he certainly opened mine. What a matchup.
That was a really, really fun match, but man, that ending was kind of confusing. It looked to me like Goto wanted some kind of vertical suplex, and Takahashi reversed it into a DDT, but I guess it was almost like a vertical suplex set up into a spinebuster.
I guess so. As you see now, Goto, not only can he say he's Intercontinental Champion, but he can say he's off to a very nice start for the G1 Climax tournament. And, to your point, Ashton, I mean, after such a game effort, you got to wonder whoever else steps up to Goto in this tournament, if they could somehow do the unthinkable and pin the Intercontinental Champion, not only do they improve their tournament odds, but they'd have to be in line for a future Intercontinental title opportunity. And for Takahashi, that just wasn't meant to be tonight.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to how New Japan handles the first time that Goto gets pinned in one of these things.
Absolutely, because either he has to get pinned at some point or he wins the whole tournament, and I find the scenario of the former to be far more probable than the latter, at least for the moment. But then again, after that performance, maybe Goto, maybe he could beat anybody.
Well, and especially when you consider the block that he's in. I mean, I think both blocks are good, but with all of the Bullet Club guys being in Block A, I would definitely have to argue that Block B is stronger this year. You've got Kojima, Ishii, Goto. We just saw Takahashi, Nagata, Honma, Okada, Elgin, Nakamura, and Karl Anderson. I would say that, before that, I probably would have said Takahashi was the weak link. Now, I don't even know if there is a weak link in this block. That was an amazing, well, not amazing, but that was a really, really solid match.
That was a great contest. And I think we're the next matchup upcoming, Yuji Nagata versus
taking on Tomoaki Honma.
Yeah, Honma. Let me tell you something, guys. Honma, not only is he a great athlete, but his fanfare is ridiculous. I mean, you're talking, I think he is so close to shattering that glass ceiling and getting to that next level, that IWGP Heavyweight Championship. Yuji Nagata, obviously, as the veteran, very technically sound. This is going to be such a contrast in styles. But I think this could be one of the more standout matches, and that's really saying something considering the 2 barn burners we've just got preceding this match.
I've got to wonder, because Okada is in this tournament. He's actually got a match with Michael Elgin after this. I've got to wonder what happens if Okada wins the tournament, because he already is the champion. What happens if he wins the tournament?
Maybe he just gets a future opportunity whenever he drops the belt, like outside of a guaranteed rematch. Maybe, that's just his way of securing contendership in case things go south in his title reign. But I agree with you. I almost even find it a little bit dubious. I mean, nothing against Okada, but I don't think a world champion should have the right to compete in a tournament to determine who that champion's contender is. I mean, what are you going to do, compete with yourself? I just find the whole thing rather questionable. As you see now, Honma awaits the arrival of Yuji Nagata.
Yeah, I really like Nagata too. He's one of those guys where, for the longest time, I didn't really see him as a big name, and then we watched more and more shows, and he just kept on coming off as like this. I wouldn't necessarily say like a big star, but just a big deal.
Absolutely. I mean, you want to talk about the really scientific wrestlers in America. I mean, Yuji Nagata is kind of that equivalence here in Japan. Just so capable. And Honma, I think he knows what he's dealing with. He knows what he's kind of looking at here. And this should be quite a matchup. I'm really looking forward to this. Again, just a contrast in styles. You couldn't get any more polar than between these two guys and how they approach their offensive styling. So we'll see what happens.
I'm definitely curious, because this seems like a very even match. These guys seem like they're right at the same level in New Japan as far as where they belong on the card. And maybe Hanma's slightly higher up, but he's also kind of one of those guys that always gets portrayed as the underdog, so it's hard to call him above anyone.
Right, absolutely. You know that Nagata seems like a real student of the game to me. Probably watched some of Hanma's matches before we got here. Probably tries to scout that infamous headbutt of Honma. If you're
Yeah,
Honma, you
definitely.
wanna be wary of the Nagata lock and just all of Yuji Nagata's holds and suplexes. And here we go.
There's a pretty obnoxious light shining in on this match right now that's kind of hard to see the action, but it looks like they're tied up right now. It looks like Nagata went for a forearm strike, but Honma reversed it, got a waist lock, and then took Nagata down. But no, as it turns out, I was calling it backwards. It was actually there we go. Now the lights are off. It was actually Nagata that took Honma down, but now they're back to their feet, and we can call this match for real.
Absolutely. Now here we go again. Probably going to do the reset. We got the Greco-Roman knuckle lock. No.
Nagata goes
Nagata
right for
picks
the
the leg.
leg.
Oh, nice
Sweeps the
pick
other
job there.
leg, goes for the pin. Hanma kicks out right away before the ref even has a chance to get in position. Hanma absolutely refusing to let both shoulders touch the ground. Nagata reversing, though, into a hammerlock and grabbing the other arm into a pinning combination, which Hanma actually rolls through. These guys just straight up mat wrestling right now, John.
Honma had the presence of mind to shift his weight to avoid that pinning combination. And let me tell you, Ashton, as a man in myself that's a big fan of amateur wrestling, freestyle, Greco-Roman, we're definitely seeing that kind of vibe from Nagata, and Honma's kind of playing along. And now you see he's picked the leg of Nagata. Very interesting.
Now he's mounting Nagata.
Let me ask you something, Ashton. I mean, does it surprise you, as kind of a commentator observing all this, that Honma's actually playing Nagata's game and kind of holding his own?
No, because to me, Hanma really comes off as a chameleon. He can do whatever the other guy wants to do, and he might not necessarily be able to do it just as well as the other guy, but I think he can hold his own.
Absolutely. As you see now, he slams Nagata down, and he's calling
Oh, he
for
wants
it.
the headbutt right away. He's going to go 0 for 1.
And there it is. As I say with a lot of WWE shows, pawn to king 4. There's Nagata there with a swift kick to the back.
If I
Now
remember correctly, in the last match, he ended up going 2 for 5 with those headbutts.
But see, this is so smart by Nagata, Ashton, because you just saw that this maneuver was preceded by the kick to the back. That had to drive the air out of Honma. And then when Honma's struggling to breathe, what does Nagata do? He puts the hold on him. I think that is brilliant wrestling right there by Nagata.
For sure. And now Nagata with just a kick to it almost looked like a throat, and now to the back. Nagata really focusing on Hanma's midsection and really the lung area in general. But Hanma retaliates with some forearm shots to Nagata's face.
Oh, Nagata, what a boot by Nagata. But let me just give Nagata some fair warning, since I seem to be singing his praises. I mean, Honma really showed all of us what he was capable of when he held his own against
Crossface.
Tomohiro Ishii. And there's the crossface from Nagata. Oh, he's going to stretch back Honma's, head and neck. But yeah, I mean, if you're Honma, you know what you're capable of. I mean, anybody that can take the fight to Tomohiro Ishii, who had a very impressive performance earlier tonight. Nagata better watch himself. And now Honma's going to try and get to the ropes. That is a long way there, though, Ash. I would almost maybe see if Honma could reverse the pressure, perhaps. But
yeah, maybe try and turn it into a pinning combination, even.
Exactly. You can see he's trying to shift his weight. And look at that. Very smart there by Honma. And I wish more wrestlers would take note. Honma wasn't going to try and play the game of getting his fingers on the ropes. No, he shifted his body, and he got the foot there. Very smart wrestling by Honma.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I agree with you. Mostly WWE. I wish they would have their guys do more of that, where they get their feet on the ropes rather than just trying to grab the rope. But I think with WWE, it's more about creating the drama of reaching the rope with your hand, whereas in all these other promotions, because New Japan does the foot on the rope thing too a lot, and PWG and pretty much every other promotion but WWE, and maybe TNA, but it seems like they're more about trying to win the match rather than creating drama.
Exactly. And look at Nagata with those measured kicks to Honma. Now off the ropes here, and another boot.
Another
But
big
look at
boot, but
Honma.
Hanma's pissed off right now. You're
Oh,
going to try and do the same thing? Oh, Jesus. One slap and Hanma's down. That was actually hilarious.
Nagata not dealing with Honma's shit right now.
Well, and it looked like Hanma was going to be ready to not deal with Nagata's shit, too, because Nagata did the same sequence of moves to Hanma 2 times in a row, and that seemed to be what pissed Hanma off, but then the slap took him down. And now, continuing with the kicks to the back.
Yeah, I mean, Nagata has done such a great job of keeping Honma grounded, because the last thing you want to see Honma do is dictate the pace and get control of this matchup in his own way. And Nagata, he knows that. He wants to be kind of leading the thing. And
Oh, Hanma
oh,
blocking the vertical
God.
suplex.
We know the strength of Honma. Is he going to reverse this into a suplex of his own, maybe? Fighting for supremacy. Who's going to get it? Honma playing defense, and oh my god, the
Oh, he's
strength!
got him up.
The
He's got him up.
strength! Can
He's
he
got him.
do it?
Go, Honma.
Oh
He's
my
got him
god,
up
there's the
into the vertical
suplex!
suplex.
Oh,
Unbelievable. Even though he does it pretty much in every match, it never stops being incredible to see.
and did you see the appreciation from the audience applauding Honma's effort, applauding his show of strength?
Yep.
And my God, people, I told you about Ishii being one of the underdogs, one of the more under-the-radar participants in this tournament. You could almost, I think, say the same for Honma. What a suplex. And
Yeah,
now,
I mean, you want to talk about underdogs. Honma is the Cinderella of this. If he wins, it would be the ultimate Cinderella story because, oh, going for the Kakashi maybe. Oh, and he
got
hit it. He hit it. He's
right
1
on
for
the
2.
arm.
He's actually hitting 50% of his headbutts. That might be an all-time record for him as long as he doesn't miss any more in this match.
And that was right on the arm of Nagata. And now look at that, goes right into the single leg and stomps on the head.
Looks like
Good
half
God.
crab. Yeah, half crab.
Half crab indeed. I think if I'm Honma, I kind of want to sink into that hold a little bit more, really arch the back.
Really kind of sit down into it, but no.
Exactly.
Nagata rope really wasn't that far away from the rope. Maybe that's why Honma didn't sink into it, because he knew that no matter how hard he cranked, Nagata was right there to get to the ropes.
Nagata's so proficient. I think he's got great ring awareness. And now Honma there with another
What a
headbutt.
That's the thing too, is even when he doesn't necessarily do the Kakeshi variation of headbutt, Honma just has a hard head.
Yeah, I mean, that head is made of steel. And now look at that, reverses the waistlock, but then Nagata reverses the waistlock, and then we go right into the sleeper hold.
Yeah, Nagata trying to put Honma to sleep.
I don't know. I mean, at least it slows Honma down. It cuts the blood off of the brain. So, I mean, definitely a strategic value for Nagata in using this hold. But Honma able to slip out.
True. Does a little bit of a snapmare variation to take Nagata down. But the slap to the face from Honma to Nagata takes Nagata not only off his feet, but absolutely just knocks him out. He's laying flat on the ground. Honma could probably pin him right now and pick up maybe not a win, but at least a really strong near fall.
Look at Nagata, though. Pretty quick to recover, but Honma to his feet first, and now, what a lariat.
What a lariat. Go for the pin right now, Honma. It should be over. 1, 2. Oh, and Nagata kicks out.
Yeah, just barely kicking out is Nagata, but look at Honma trying to rally
Honma
these people
wants
behind.
a top rope. Kakashi, top rope.
Oh, but I think Honma's taking too much time here for my liking. He was kind of looking around at the crowd, posturing, still posturing. You don't want to take that kind of chance with Nagata, and that's why. That's why, right there.
But it is worth noting that not only did Nagata cut him off, but he cut him off before Honma could even attempt the headbutt. So I can't even say that he's 1 for 3, because Honma didn't even get time to attempt the headbutt. But now, speaking of headbutts, he's headbutting Nagata right now. He might go for a sunset flip powerbomb, but Nagata held tight.
Look at Nagata holding on. Oh, he lost his grip. Oh, God, but no, he's still fighting out with the shots. Shots to the face. Yeah, forearm there by Honma. Oh, Nagata died. Oh, T-bone in the corner. One exploder in the corner, and like you said, actually behind that padding is metal. Oh, Hanma's back has got to be wrecked.
But not only did he land with his back on that metal, but then gravity is a thing. He landed right on his head as he came back down to the canvas.
Good God, you want to talk about a game-changing maneuver. Nagata just executed it right there.
Absolutely. That's the momentum shifter that we've been looking for from Nagata.
And then, oh, the knee.
Honma might be the best momentum-based wrestler on the New Japan roster, but if you take that momentum away from him, like what Nagata just did, he's in deep trouble.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even... Normally I say resetting the playing field. Screw that. I mean, Nagata's just taking control of the field.
Nagata just took the playing field, and he just flipped it 180 degrees.
Exactly. Beautifully said.
This was a chess game, and Nagata just flipped the table.
Exactly. And Nagata now...
But Honma gets to the ropes. Nagata should have to break here. Nagata goes for a knee to the gut and then a kick, but Honma catches it. The elbow to the knee and then the forearm strike. Looks like we're going to get into another forearm strike battle here. It's going to be who decides to take the low road first.
And you have to imagine, I would have to think it's Nagata when he's willing to suplex a man's back right into metal. And now Nagata...
Oh, he went for the jumping enziguri, but Honma broke the leg away. Honma might have hurt his own wrist doing that, but he doesn't care. Oh!
Look at that!
Into the...
At that!
Oh, there it is. The Nagata armbar, the Nagata lock, as you called it.
Oh, the Nagata lock cinched in firmly. And Honma, what's even worse, Ashton, Honma's in the center of the ring. Well, let's see if he can do that body positioning, and it looks like he is. I think he's going to try and get his leg again on the rope.
And I think he got it. Yep,
And
there we go.
brilliant by Honma.
Yeah, I was worried for Honma there. I thought that might have been the end of the match, but no, he gets his foot on the rope and we're continuing.
Great situational awareness from Honma. And
Oh,
now,
Honma is got those newborn giraffe legs kind of wiggling around a little bit. Honma. Oh, the diving Kakeshi! The diving Kakeshi! It looks like Nagata's in position for another one if Honma wants to go for it.
Honma using himself as a battering ram, and it paid dividends. But Honma's slow to his feet here, but then again, Nagata can't even get to his feet, and now he's finally starting to.
Yeah, Nagata getting up to his feet. Honma.
Oh,
the diving Kakeshi to the back! He might go off the top rope. No, he goes right for the pin. One, two. Oh, but Nagata kicks out of that too.
Nagata had just enough in him to kick out. And now Honma, what's he going to do here? Picking up Nagata by the head. Maybe he's going to slam him down and try for the top rope. Kakeshi, and oh man.
Scoop slam going for the Kakeshi. This is the first time I've ever been able to say this. He's actually hit 3 of the 4 Kakeshi headbutts that he's attempted here. Oh, but he misses the important one.
Oh, God, and from that height, that's gotta hurt. I mean, it's one thing to come off the ropes and miss, but when you go off the top rope and miss at that high in elevation, I mean, Honma may have just screwed himself out here because Nagata's gonna recover. Now, can Nagata capitalize is the question.
Nagata is just getting up to his feet. Honma's on his feet already, but yeah, Nagata with the waist lock. Gonna roll through maybe. German suplex. But Honma back up to his feet though. Oh, but Nagata with a big boot takes him right back down. Nagata signaling for some kind of a big move. Oh, but Honma takes him down into a pin. 1, 2. Oh, but Nagata kicks out.
How did Nagata kick out? I mean, he got
Nagata just the fall away heel kick from Nagata to Honma. And then, wow, that was a really brutal suplex. Honma landed on the back of his head there. Oh my God, but Honma kicks out. This is not over, folks. Honma is still in this.
How is Honma still alive? How does he still have a pulse? That was like a back suplex throw by Nagata. And now he's going to pick Honma up by the trunks. He's got the waist lock again. Is that going to be like
another one?
Oh, but he's got hooked. He's got the bridge.
1, 2. There it is. Nagata with the win. And as I said, folks, earlier on, say what you will about how amazing Honma is and how enjoyable he is to watch in the ring. He's going to go into each and every one of these matches as the underdog.
Absolutely. And Nagata, beautiful form with that bridge on the back suplex. It gets the win. And really what this came down to, Ashton, in my estimation, in the final few minutes, was
missed headbutt.
Yeah, the missed headbutt and just a war of attrition. You know, when is the one guy going to hit 0 first? And Honma did hit 0 before Nagata, which is why Nagata was able to get the win.
I think it really did come back to that missed headbutt. If he wouldn't have missed that, he had all the momentum in the world, and it was basically an unforced error because he went for a move, an unnecessary high-risk move that Nagata avoided, and that completely shifted the momentum back in Nagata's favor.
I mean, that's why we say with the top rope, you either win big or you lose big. And in Honma's case, it was the latter.
Yeah.
Nagata now celebrates this victory. And again, anybody that kind of wins their first match in their respective block, you know, they've got to be off to a great start. And Nagata is off to that start 1-0 as far as tournament matches are concerned.
Yep.
And, I mean, you know, can he get to that IWGP Heavyweight Championship opportunity? Can he go the distance and win this whole thing? He beat Honma tonight. We'll see what the future holds for Yuji Nagata and for Honma. His tournament experience isn't over either. That's the beauty of the round-robin style.
Yeah. Just doing a little bit of research here, the Ishii Kojima match that we loved so much, that match was only 12 minutes and 20 seconds.
Wow.
The match that we just watched was only 12 minutes and 49 seconds.
Beautiful. I love how these guys are really maximizing their minutes and making compelling matches. I'm thoroughly enjoying these.
Takahashi versus Goto, 11:48. So all these matches are kind of hovering right around that 12-minute mark, and they've all been extremely compelling so far.
Absolutely. And what tournament matchup do we have to look forward to next, my friend?
Oh man, we've got a barn burner coming up, folks. Kazuchika Okada taking on Michael Elgin.
Oh, this is going to be very interesting. A lot to discuss here. I mean, obviously, the big talking point Okada, the current IWGP Heavyweight Champion. But for Michael Elgin, I think this is a far more emotional opportunity. His first G1 Climax. This is a lifelong dream.
His first
Finally
singles
being
match in
fulfilled.
Japan for New Japan.
Absolutely. I mean,
I
this
mean,
is
I'm
a
sure,
dream
yeah.
of Michael Elgin's. And I mean, what a way to start that dream, Ash. I mean, you're competing against the champion of New
Yeah,
Japan.
absolutely. Taking on the world champ right now, Kazuchika Okada, and Okada is no joke. Okada is not somebody to be messed with, and I think Michael Elgin knows that. But I also have to wonder if maybe Okada is going to overlook Elgin a bit. But then again, he does have a bit of experience with Elgin because I don't know if you remember this or not, but last year, I believe it might have been War of the Worlds, we had a triple threat: Okada, Elgin, Styles.
That's right, we did. And so these two certainly no strangers to each other. And I'll tell you something, when you look at the pro wrestling landscape, I don't care, you want to North America, Japan, I mean, you pick your place. I don't know if I've seen a world champion more well put together, more legitimate than the Rainmaker Okada. I mean, this man has such an upside. There is a reason why he's the world champion. He's one of the best the New Japan has to offer. And Michael Elgin, considering that this is a dream of his, he has got to be so in the zone. This matchup is really going to be something.
Yeah, this is going to be a massive test for Elgin, and really, as far as Okada goes, this is really just about him not screwing up.
Exactly.
That's the thing with being the champion is no matter who you're going against, no matter what the context is, no matter what the situation is, if you lose a match, that puts your title in danger because if you lose a match, that person that you just lost to becomes a contender.
Absolutely. I mean, it's like we were talking about earlier with the Intercontinental Champion Goto. You lose a match, you've got to answer that person down the line. You can't just be so nearsighted as to think, oh, it's just a tournament loss. Because when you're a champion, it's far more than that. And I still have to, pose the question: if Okada wins this tournament as world champion, what happens? I mean, does he just get the bragging rights and we go about our business? I mean, it would certainly be a controversial position, I think, to be in if you're New Japan. And that's why I almost have to credit them for allowing Okada to compete. It just seems like a perplexing maneuver, but one that I'm sure is going to pay dividends with this matchup. And
Man, looks like we're about to get underway here right away, right off the bat, not wasting any time. Elgin already completely prepared, ready to get this match started. Okada just throws his jacket away, gets rid of some of his bling that was around his neck, and now needs to give the World Heavyweight Championship to Goto at ringside there.
And if you're Elgin, Ashton, I mean, and you've been just aspiring for this for pretty much your entire career, I mean, you're finally here. You're finally here, but your first opponent is the world champion. I mean, what is going through your mind right now if you're Michael Elgin?
If you're Michael Elgin, I mean, it depends on what kind of context we're talking about. If we're talking about Michael Elgin, the person, you're thinking, oh my God, this is amazing. My first singles match in New Japan, and I'm taking on their champion. If you're Michael Elgin, the character, you're thinking, I'm about to beat this son of a bitch up.
Well, and you certainly see he's off to a good start. He just tossed Okada into the opposite corner there. I think Elgin pretty much telling Okada, I can have my way with you just like that.
Well,
And
yeah, I mean, I think that the one thing that's fairly well established in this matchup is that Elgin has a massive power advantage on Okada.
indeed, but look at Okada there with the waistlock. That's
But
normally how he
Elgin
sets.
backs him right into the corner with really, it looked effortless to me.
Absolutely. And Elgin, look at that. Making I thought he was going to make the clean break, tried to get a shot in on Okada. And then Okada, look at
Oh,
that, the
I
mind
love that
games.
so much. I love Okada. But Elgin explodes out of the corner, wants a lariat. Okada ducks and turns around into a kick to the gut of Elgin. Elgin will not allow Okada to shoot him into the ropes. Instead, Elgin shoots Okada into the ropes, goes for lariat. Okada ducks. Elgin,
Oh, my
Okada wanted an arm
God.
drag, but Elgin just stiffed it and then lifts Okada up. Okada knocks Elgin into the corner, grabs him by the head, snapmare takedown. Okada going off the ropes into a drop kick.
Beautiful. And here's the thing, Ashton. We've been talking so much about Michael Elgin. Let's talk about Okada for a second. I mean, how insulted are you? If you feel like, you're the world champion, and a guy in Michael Elgin just tries to impose his will and say, yeah, this is going to be a cakewalk. I'm just going to muscle all over you. I mean, Okada's the world champion. This is his house. And as far as he's concerned, Elgin is intruding in his house. So I think for Okada, it's
And
definitely.
that really is true. That is a true statement. Elgin is an intruder in every sense of the word, in that he's an American, he's a gaijin, and he's kind of walking into this big G1 tournament that's supposed to be the most prestigious thing under the sun, and his first match is against the champion.
And I feel like Okada feels a sense of personal responsibility as the champion. But look at Elgin trying to toss Okada on the outside, but Okada able to balance himself on the apron. Elgin, though, still had it scouted there with the
Oh,
kick.
Elgin's going to go for the flip leg drop here.
And is he going to get it? And yes, he is running the back of the head of Okada.
Yep. Elgin has the early advantage here, but it's worth noting that I think even though Elgin is athletic for a guy his size, Okada has a massive athleticism edge on Elgin.
Oh, I would completely agree with that. I think the things that Okada can do, when he's shoved into a corner, will make believers out of anybody. And Okada, I mean, if he hits you with that Rainmaker, it's over.
Yeah,
It's
Elgin
just,
Elgin is athletic in the context of being a near 300-pounder. Okada's an athlete no matter what context you put it in.
exactly. And again, I mean, that's why Okada is the world champion. Elgin is such a golden opportunity before him. And if he can reach out and take it, I mean, you talk about a dream fulfilled. I think Elgin would call his real estate agent, get some property on Cloud 9, because he'd never leave.
Yeah, he
And
would never
now,
want to leave.
and now Okada there, what a chop there to the chest.
That almost looked like a forearm shot to me, man.
And Elgin, again, just imposing his will, and he knew he'd be able
Another
to do it.
forearm shot, yeah. Okada is definitely in a predicament here that he's going to need to work out of. Elgin maybe going to go for another leg drop here onto Okada. Yep,
He got
nails it.
And wow,
Onto the apron, too, of all things. The hardest part of the ring, the corner of the apron there.
Absolutely.
Elgin
Cover
goes for
there.
a pin. Okada has to kick out because Elgin was pinning his shoulders to the ground.
Absolutely. Now Elgin measuring his man, measuring Okada. And now he's going to charge in the corner, and he gets the forearm. Wow.
And then pulls Okada out for a back elbow and then a forearm. Okada down to his hands and knees, and Elgin is absolutely dominant right now.
Elgin is feeling it, man. And now could it be that deadlift German? Okada's swimming out, and he does. He gets the elbows. He breaks out of it. What a forearm there by Okada. But, oh, what a forearm by Elgin in response. Good God.
Can I just say how insane it is that TNA had Okada on their roster at one point and tried to turn him into Samoa Joe's sidekick?
Yeah. Oh, look at the standing waistlock reversals there by both men, and Elgin got the better of it, and now double stomp.
Oh, wow, that was brutal. Yeah. What do you call that when they kind of back up, like run up into the ropes and then roll backwards like that? Is that a victory roll? No, that's not a victory roll. What is that?
I honestly don't know the name of the maneuver. I just, call it a pinning combination, but...
It just looks like almost like a backwards sunset flip.
Right.
I don't know what to call it, though. It's just kind of a really cool pinning combination that hardly ever even works because the guy almost always grabs onto the ropes and doesn't let you do it.
And did you see Elgin's face there? And he was kind of making a gesture as if to say, this is your champion, New Japan.
Yeah, it almost came off as like Michael Elgin trying to do the old Kevin Owens, you were champion for 10 months. What a joke.
And oh, look at this delayed suplex there. But oh, look at Okada using the momentum of his legs. But oh, Elgin.
Oh, wow.
He's not to be denied.
Yeah, I mean, let's not forget on Monday, Elgin got kicked in the gut twice while he had somebody up in that vertical suplex and absolutely did nothing about it. Just flinched briefly and then brought the guy back up, doing the same thing to Okada here, except Okada trying to be the physical equivalent of a kick to the gut by just kind of wriggling out of it. Not working, though. Okada ended up getting suplexed there. Elgin trying to play Intimidator with Goto, of all people.
Yeah, that's a bit surprising. I don't know if I condone that, but
Elgin going to the top rope looks like he wants a moonsault here.
I think
you've got to think Okada's going to move out of the way here.
And he does.
Yeah. Oh, that looked like a weird, like a corkscrew senton almost, but it didn't matter because Elgin was not there to receive the package, if you will.
Right. Okada now able to kind of turn this thing around, hopefully. I mean, he's definitely created an opening for himself with Elgin's misfire. Charges, and I think he gets, kind of like a shoulder block there. There's the back elbow. Boot to the head. Okada now taking this to the next level. But look at Elgin there, reversing the Irish whip. Doesn't matter. What a DDT. Okada spikes it.
Yep.
Kips
Okada
up.
Kips up. That's something I want to see Eva Marie do.
Yeah, really. No, oh, wow. What an elbow again.
That was a beautiful flying back elbow to Elgin. Okada lifts Elgin up.
Flapjack.
Flapjack. Wow. The strength from Okada.
2. And Elgin just kicks out.
Just barely.
Man, if you're Okada, you know that you're in control. You don't want to lose it. You don't want to lose that momentum. You want to gradually build upon it. And Elgin now he's got to play defensively. And we're going to see how well he can do just that. Slam there by Okada. Now he's going to go to the top rope.
How long?
Elgin tried it.
Though?
Elgin tried it earlier. He got nothing for it. Okada was going to try it, but now Elgin. Oh, Okada saw it. Now, oh, what a discus forearm. Jesus.
That looked so brutal. The Elgin strike, sometimes it just looks so stiff.
Absolutely. And look at Okada, dude. I mean, his body, I don't even think he has a choice. It's like slumped on that middle rope.
Yeah,
down to one knee.
There. Looks almost like Elgin might go for an apron plex here.
Oh, good God.
He wants it. It looks like he wants it. Yeah, he's going for an apron plex.
He's gesturing for it. Okada, I think, is pretty much lifeless. I don't think Elgin should have much of a problem. Oh, my God. Falcon Zero. He turned it into a Falcon Zero, and he goes into the cover. 2.
And Okada.
Oh, wow.
That was a really impressive show of strength, though.
Well, dude, to get the deadlift for one, transform it midway into a Falcon Zero, and then the impact, and then what a near fall that was for Elgin.
Yeah.
I mean, really you can't get any closer to beating the IWGP World Heavyweight
Champion. It looks like Elgin wants one of his power bombs here. He goes for a buckle bomb first, and then he turns it into a spinning sit-out power bomb.
Can he get it? No.
Okada with the back body drop, but Elgin keeps it locked in.
Elgin,
he wants this power bomb. He has Okada up. Buckle bomb. He hits it.
Beautiful. Look
back
at
into
Elgin.
the power bomb position, but Okada with the backdrop into a neck breaker.
Beautiful by Okada. Man, Elgin is
knee over the back neck breaker. That's something Kevin Owens does that a lot too, and I think that's even something Adam Cole might do on occasion.
Man, I'll tell you what, Elgin hanging in there with the IWGP Heavyweight Champion Okada. Man, the fight that Elgin has just brought to Okada, I even find unbelievable. We knew that before this tournament, Elgin was in kind of a rut, but he has brought his A game tonight, full force against the Rainmaker here.
Monster Elgin is best Elgin.
Definitely, and now Okada picking up Elgin. Could he be thinking Rainmaker maybe?
No, he wants a tombstone.
But does he have the strength to do it? I mean, such a weight differential.
Is Elgin going to pick him up for a tombstone? Elgin has him up. He could tombstone him right here, but Okada out of it.
And Elgin with the back elbow there got out of it.
Well, now Elgin wants a lariat, but the drop kick from Okada, the most beautiful drop kick on the planet right now. The only person whose drop kick is anywhere close is Moose, in my opinion. And the elbow drop from Okada.
He got the elbow drop, and now
Rainmaker!
He's calling for it.
Calling for it, folks.
If he gets it here, it's over. There'll be no way that Elgin will kick out. Can he get it?
No. Grab it,
Elgin
pulls him over by the arm.
Beautiful arm throw by Elgin. Now Elgin measuring his man. Oh, avoids Okada there. Goes into the corner. Now Okada avoids. Oh, man. Oh, what a boot to the face, though. My God, Elgin hanging in there.
Elgin
and now
Okada up on the top rope. Enziguri to the top rope.
Good God, Elgin must have done so much prepping to prepare for Okada. He had that Rainmaker so well scouted, and now look at what he's turned it into. He's got Okada on the top rope.
Top rope suplex, maybe turn it into another Falcon's Arrow. I'm not sure.
Man, I still can't believe
that.
Okada drop kick.
Drop
but
kick
look
to
at
the
that.
back.
But look at that action. His head hit the metal. Can Okada capitalize here?
Okada
again.
wants a pile driver here, but it seems like Elgin is not willing to let him have it. Elgin flips him over. Okada landed on his feet, kicks Elgin. Elgin grabs the foot, goes for a back elbow. Okada has him up for a
Okada finally.
tombstone pile driver to Elgin, and he's calling for the Rainmaker again, not even going for the pin.
I think this time Okada, I would say, will certainly have it. Is he going to get
And
it?
there
He
it
got
is.
it.
It
It's
is
over.
over, ladies and
Count
gentlemen.
to
1,
100.
2,
2,
3. Okada
3.
wins.
But let me tell you something. For Elgin's first performance in Japan, I think he did his dream right. And my God, what a contest that was.
Yeah, I mean, specifically his first singles match in Japan. I feel like that was definitely not a showing that he should have any kind of embarrassment from. He just took the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion to the absolute limit. And in the meantime, we've got Goto and Jay White in the ring tending to Kazuchika Okada.
I mean, Ashton, to me, it was a matchup that towards the end came down to who was going to hit the big move first. Was it going to be the Rainmaker, or was it going to be the spinning powerbomb from Elgin? And Okada got the Rainmaker, got the win, and that is why he is your IWGP Heavyweight Champion. What a contest.
Absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, this has been an amazing show. It's kind of odd because they gave this day of G1 the house show treatment. One camera, no commentary, which is what we're here for. And really, there are even a lot of moments on this show, and we're watching this on New Japan World, a lot of moments on this show where the audio just flat out cuts out. So this really did kind of get the secondary, almost house show treatment. I don't understand why. To me, the Ishii match and this match, and I'm assuming the next match, all absolute classics, clinics even. And the fact that New Japan said, "Oh yeah, this show can be just treat it like a house show," blows my mind.
Blows my mind as well. I mean, when you have the world champion on your card, and more than that, have a match with the likes of Michael Elgin, who's no slouch either. I mean, you're talking a former ROH world champion in his own right. I don't know how you give it that kind of status, but I digress. The point here, the main talking point, is that Okada wins his first bout for his personal G1 Climax experience.
Yeah, definitely. That's a major talking point, I think, because Okada is, I would argue, one of the favorites to win, if for no other reason, because he is the champion right now. He's already proven that he is the best in the business right now.
And Ashton, here comes the match I think you and I have really been looking forward to.
The main event.
This signals the arrival of Karl Anderson. And folks, I actually did some research before this matchup. That's how invested I was in it. You're talking Karl Anderson, primarily a tag team specialist, a 4-time IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champion. 3 of those reigns came with his Bullet Club running mate Doc Gallows. And, I mean, Ashton, you and I have talked about it before. You know I've really been emphasizing it and going to this conversation point any chance I get. But, I mean, Karl Anderson, you know, he is a tag team champion. He is the current IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Champion with Doc Gallows. But, I mean, he's a guy. And you figure in an industry such as pro wrestling, everybody's got to feel a certain modicum of pride. I'm sure you would agree with this. But there's Karl Anderson. He gets on a microphone, has no problem saying that AJ Styles is the greatest wrestler on God's green earth. But I wonder if that stings Karl Anderson a little bit. You know, you got to wonder if it eats away at him a little bit to know that, hey, I'm in this space with AJ Styles, and it's all about AJ Styles. We talk about how good Karl Anderson is. This match is huge for him. Because I'm telling you, if he could win this tournament, he could break out of that tag team division kind of mold and finally move up to that heavyweight division and maybe give AJ Styles a run for his money. And man,
You've got to wonder, too, how much is the Bullet Club at ringside going to affect this? Because I don't know if you remember or not, but during the Takahashi Goto match, I said if there was more of a Bullet Club presence at ringside, I might be worried about the upset. Well, now, not only do you have Cody Hall at ringside, but it looks to me like you've also got Doc Gallows and Tama Tonga out there. That could be the difference maker in this match.
Karl Anderson stacking the deck. The machine gun is locked and loaded, and he better be, because the king of the strong style, Shinsuke Nakamura, is no pushover. I was talking the credentials of Karl Anderson when he came out. Shinsuke Nakamura, 3-time IWGP Heavyweight Champion. No stranger to the G1 Climax. Won the tournament in 2011 I mean, and 4-time Intercontinental Champion. We just saw
And
his
not
most
only a
recent run.
4-time Intercontinental Champion, but in the Intercontinental Championship's lifetime, Shinsuke Nakamura has held that title for more days than everybody else that's ever held it combined.
I mean, you don't get any more stacked in accolades than Shinsuke Nakamura. Like I said, he's won the G1 Climax before. I dare anybody to tell him he can't do it again. And unlike Karl Anderson, and that's the difference. That's really the primary difference. It's not just divisions or styles or this and that. It's just the accolades. Karl Anderson has never been a world champion. The primacy of his career has always been the tag team division. But again, you and I know how good that man is. And this could be his chance to finally break out. And Shinsuke Nakamura, just oozing that magnetic personality, he is ready to go here tonight.
Absolutely. Stretching out those long limbs that I always feel the need to point out give him a massive advantage over just about everyone in New Japan, because here's the thing. There might be other guys in New Japan that are 6'3", but there's nobody in New Japan that's 6'3" with the same kind of proportions that Shinsuke Nakamura has, with those long, lanky legs, long, lanky arms, that massive reach advantage that he has over everyone else, that whether it's boxing, MMA, or pro wrestling, it doesn't matter. If you've got a reach advantage as exceptional as Shinsuke Nakamura does, you have the fight advantage.
It's going to be the stun gun versus the Bumaye knee.
Bomaye knee, John.
Bomaye. I'm never going to get it right, folks, but the knee strike of Nakamura, I'm just going to call it that from now on.
The
So
Bomaye, absolutely.
Yeah, but those two finishers, and I think it really is going to come down to whoever hits their big move first could come away with this thing.
Absolutely. Nakamura is ready. Anderson is ready. I'm waiting for the bell to ring. Has the bell already rung?
I believe it has, and we're on the way here.
The lockup.
And again,
just a battle for strength.
Absolutely.
These guys are relatively evenly matched. I will say Anderson, it looks like Anderson has more stopping power, but Nakamura underrated in stopping power. Just drops the arms and dangles from Anderson's head.
Oh, and look at him mocking Karl Anderson.
Anderson has to take a step out of the ring due to that disrespect. He can't handle it.
Well, I certainly can't blame Karl Anderson, but I mean, we talk about the mind games, the psychological edge. What would it mean to the Bullet Club, Ashton, and Karl Anderson? I mean, you're such a big Nakamura fan. You followed the man's career. But for Karl Anderson, if he could get the win here, how big do you think that is for Karl Anderson?
I think it would be a huge deal, but I also think it would have been an even bigger deal if Nakamura still had the IC championship.
Absolutely. And, now Nakamura's got control of the wrist there of Anderson.
Oh, Anderson, it almost looked like Anderson. Yeah, it almost looked like Nakamura was trying to bite Anderson's hand there for a moment, but Anderson reverses in time.
Look at that. Now
into
goes
a hammerlock.
And the side headlock.
Probably going to go for a headlock takedown if I had to guess.
You would think, but he's really cranking on that hold.
Yeah, if he gives Nakamura too much of an opening, he's going to bounce him off the ropes and shoot him across the ring. But no, Anderson right back into the wrist lock here, trying to really twist Nakamura's arm and trying to change it up too. Not holding any one sort of hold for too long so as to let Nakamura get adapted to it.
Look at Nakamura, though, shifting his momentum. And now what a knee strike there to the head, and then takes him down. Oh, Karl Anderson ducks the kick, and then there's
the headlock takedown, but Nakamura with the legs reverses and both back up to their feet, and it's a stalemate.
But you know what, though? I admire this approach from Anderson. He's in no rush. He knows who he's in the ring with. Again, 3-time IWGP Heavyweight Champion, 4-time Intercontinental Champion, G1 Climax 2011 winner. Like, stacked accolades. Again, you're not in there with some slouch. You're not in there with some schlub. And
I know that Anderson likes to fancy AJ Styles, the best wrestler on the planet, but what he needs to kind of look at Shinsuke Nakamura is basically the same level as AJ Styles.
Exactly, and if you're Karl Anderson, nice snapmare takeover. But
Shinsuke lands on his feet with a kick to the gut off the ropes. Anderson goes under. Nice arm drag from Anderson there, but Nakamura grabs him with his legs, and we're back up to our feet. Another stalemate.
Again, Ashton, I think this really just kind of illustrates the point you were making at the start of the matchup. The limb advantage of Nakamura cannot be ignored, because he was able to use those limbs to escape out of that arm hold.
That flexibility, too. It's not even necessarily just the length of the limbs, which I do agree is a huge advantage, but the flexibility and the ability to use that length to his advantage.
I mean, Karl Anderson, though, we talk about the advantages of Nakamura. Carl Anderson has the numbers advantage with how he surrounded the ring.
Anderson rolls out before Nakamura has a chance to do the sort of shiver on Anderson's neck with his foot.
I don't know if this is smart by Nakamura. He's going into shark-infested waters, pursuing Anderson.
Well, and not only is the Bullet Club out there, but Anderson's more of a brawler than Nakamura. This is his home on the outside of the ring.
Well, so far I think Nakamura would disagree with you. He just Irish whipped Carl Anderson there, but Carl Anderson caught him. Oh, God.
It looks like he has him up in a fireman's carry there and just dumps him out over the barricade.
Good
Anderson
God.
looks like he's getting back in the ring, content to take a count-out victory if he can.
Well, wouldn't you be if you're going against the likes of Nakamura?
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Win at any costs.
And not just the count-out, but again, I have to mention, because we see this a lot in G1 Climax matches, I notice this, particularly on day one. I think we saw it a lot more than today. It's getting back in the ring. It's creating that distance. It's getting that breather. Carl Anderson now is able to kind of reset himself, get himself together, and then when Nakamura has to fight his way back into the ring, have that resolve to get back in the ring before the 20 count. You see now Nakamura getting in there.
13, 14, Nakamura needs to move.
Very gingerly getting back.
16. Anderson grabs him by the head, though. I guess that resets the count because it's an offensive move.
The rake, though, by Anderson. But now look at Nakamura. Oh, wait, no. I thought Nakamura was going to be on offense. My mistake.
Oh. Anderson choking Nakamura on the top rope.
I mean, that's why you said, Ashton, you've talked about Carl Anderson in the past. You think he's so underrated. And what a kick to the head.
Almost like a single leg drop kick, almost as if to say, hey, Nakamura, anything you can do, I can do better.
And I was just getting ready, the thought I was saying earlier before that vicious kick by Anderson.
Yeah.
You've said that Anderson, he's the type of guy that's just gotten so good, it's gotten to the point where he's underappreciated, where I think people just take how good he is for granted.
Yep.
And, I mean, you're seeing that here. He's hanging in there. Not only is he hanging in there with Nakamura, right now, at this very moment in this match, he is beating Nakamura.
Yep.
And, not many men can say that.
Anderson with just a simple kick to Nakamura's back, and now he goes in. He's going for some kind of hold, almost maybe like a rear face lock.
Maybe he's just softening up that head and neck for the stun gun.
I mean, I think this is really another example where the house show treatment hurts the main event because you can't see what Anderson's doing to Nakamura. And I don't know if I really even want to blame Anderson because normally you don't really have to work the one side in New Japan because they have cameras that can catch every angle.
Right. Now look at that.
Picks Nakamura up and sets him up in a tree of woe in the corner there, looking to hook the legs, but he's kind of struggling to get him hooked completely. Lifts Nakamura's body up into a neck breaker onto his knee. 2, 3 neck breakers onto Anderson's knee.
Yeah,
Nakamura in a lot of pain right now, but still kicks out at 2.
It's become readily apparent to me, Ashton, that Carl Anderson is indeed, softening up Nakamura for that stun gun cutter. And, I mean, it just goes right into the hold there. Grounding Nakamura, driving the air out of him.
And the beautiful thing about the gun stun, a lot like the RKO or the Diamond Cutter or any other of the famous Ace Crusher, any other of the famous cutters in wrestling history, the gun stun can also come out of absolutely nowhere. You do never see it coming. And the beautiful thing is, even when you do see it coming, a lot of the time it gets reversed, and then he hits it when you don't see it coming anyway.
Exactly. A gun stun, I mean, nothing to mess with. The spontaneity of it can catch you just like that, and Carl Anderson knows it. I almost feel like he's a cat playing with his prey, right before striking. And now Nakamura, what an uppercut there by Anderson.
And Nakamura is reeling right now. And he took him to the ground with that uppercut, actually. Anderson lowers the knee pad. It looks like he's going to go for a knee strike on Nakamura here.
I mean, if I'm Carl Anderson, this tournament means everything. I mean, again, all I've been known as up until this point is a tag team wrestler. This is my chance to break out. This is my chance to create my own spotlight. And now, what a maneuver there.
Fisherman neck breaker there.
Seemed pretty packaged there. And then covers again. And Nakamura, the third time now, keeps the leg on Nakamura again.
And it seemed like each time it was taking Nakamura a little bit longer to kick out, too.
Absolutely. And Carl Anderson knows that. He knows that, hey, every pinfall attempt, as frustrating as it may be for me, it's more energy expended by the other guy.
And Anderson now pulls the knee pad back up to where it belongs. I guess he just really wanted to use it for those neck breakers. Oh, but Nakamura with the kick to Anderson's head to buy some time pulls him to the outside. I believe we're going to get a running knee strike here from Nakamura.
Oh,
and there it is.
Good God.
And now maybe a jumping, dropping knee, and there it is, and takes Anderson all the way to the outside. He was on the apron, not anymore.
Oh, man, yeah, I mean, Karl Anderson just couldn't keep his body from just falling out of the ring. I mean, the excruciating pain he's got to be in after eating those knee strikes. That's what makes Nakamura just a lethal weapon in himself.
And Nakamura back in the ring, also happy to take the count-out victory, and who can blame him?
Certainly not. I mean, Karl Anderson, no slouch. I mean, he's a member of the Bullet Club. I mean, the group, in my mind, of New Japan.
That's my thing, too, is if you're in the G1 Climax tournament, you're not a slouch.
Exactly.
Anderson back in the ring at 17, I believe it was.
Yeah, I mean, just got in there. And now look at the measured kicks there from Nakamura to the chest.
But Anderson catches him, Nakamura with the enziguri.
With the free leg. Beautiful. And now Karl Anderson trying to find refuge in the corner, but Nakamura follows him there.
Now
oh, boy.
On the neck.
Nakamura is feeling it.
He did it twice there. Nakamura going to the opposite side of the ring, coming back for what? Knee strikes maybe? No! Anderson gets out of the way. Nakamura's knee driven into the metal bar in the ring post, or in the turnbuckle post there.
Oh, he ties Anderson up, and the knee to the
strike to the
God.
Yeah. That's a Nakamura classic, man. He does that in just about every match if the other guy lets him.
If I'm Anderson, I can only imagine that I'm struggling to breathe. Every breath becomes a fight in itself. And that's the way Nakamura wants it, because if you can't breathe, I mean, to use the classic Paul Heyman line, if he can't breathe, he can't fight.
You know what, though? Nakamura just showed us his neck is still in pain from all those neck breakers that Anderson was delivering earlier.
And look at Anderson, though. Hasn't forgotten. He does the pointed elbows to the back of that head. And what a neck breaker there by Karl Anderson.
That was a neck breaker, but in a sense, it was also an inverted gun stun.
But you know what? That's what I love about competitors like Karl Anderson, Ashton, is that they stick to their game plan. Even if they're playing defensive, they know what they started, and they bring it full circle. And Karl Anderson did not forget about that neck, and he stayed on it when it mattered most. He is now back in control. I don't know if he'll be able to maintain it. But moves like that, I mean, that's what kind of, equalizes the playing field. And there's an uppercut there to Nakamura.
Yeah, Anderson targeting the neck of Nakamura and absolutely not letting up. Oh, but Nakamura with the spinning heel kick to Anderson. Nakamura might not necessarily be targeting any one body part of Karl Anderson, but he is still finding ways to take Anderson off his feet consistently.
Absolutely.
I think we're going to get that running knee strike you wanted earlier now. But again, Anderson out of the way. Into the bicycle kick into Nakamura's face.
Beautiful by Karl Anderson.
He wants a power bomb here, it looks like. And maybe a buckle bomb even. No, just a sit-out power bomb from Anderson to Nakamura. Hooks the leg 1, 2. Nakamura kicks out at 2. Anderson goes to the top rope maybe. Yeah, he's going to the top rope.
Anderson.
What is he going to do here? Nakamura on his feet. Anderson, though, waiting for something to happen. Anderson, what's he going to do here? Oh, a neck breaker from the top rope. A jumping, diving neck breaker. Almost like a disjointed blockbuster there.
Absolutely. Nakamura really favoring that neck.
Yeah.
Anderson kind of being a bit perplexed. He doesn't really know what to do.
It's so weird to see Anderson in the ring because he looks so much like Stone Cold Steve Austin sometimes.
Yeah.
But the big old neck, the big old knee brace on his right knee and the bald head and the goatee, it's just crazy. But he's going for something. It looked almost like he wanted a TKO there, but Nakamura kind of squirmed his way out of it. Anderson wanted something in the corner. Nakamura got his feet up. Nakamura with a drop kick to Anderson. Both men on their backs.
Beautiful drop kick by Nakamura. And now both men are down. And this really could be a matter of who gets to their feet first, who recovers first. And it seems like it's going to be Nakamura here.
And it's worth pointing out, when you've got two wrestlers as experienced as Nakamura and Anderson, very rarely do they both end up on their back, because typically it's a gut instinct for experienced wrestlers to want to roll over onto their stomachs to avoid the pin. But a big kick to the back of the head from Nakamura.
Nakamura's feeling it, man. This is where Nakamura, I think, takes it to the next level.
And it's just a knee strike to the head.
Oh, my God.
Oh, my God. He's going to concuss Karl Anderson here.
I don't think it's about beating Karl Anderson anymore. I think he wants to hurt Karl Anderson. This has gotten personal.
He's got him that rear chin lock.
Yeah, that front face lock. I don't know if...
Yeah, that.
If Nakamura is thinking maybe suplex or something, I'm not sure. But Or I guess he's just content making that a hold. And it's just
Yeah,
gonna
it's trying to
wear.
just wear Anderson down. But what Nakamura needs to remember here is that he's got a sore neck. And Anderson, right here, Anderson looked like he wanted to reverse it, but no, Nakamura grabs him, just kind of lifts him up and puts him down into a facebuster style position.
Yeah, absolutely. And now Nakamura seems to be stalking his man. Could it be?
He might want the Bomaye here. Or just a knee to the gut that he's been going for all match. And Anderson reversed again. It looked like he wanted a spinebuster. Nakamura got out of it, but Anderson with the back elbow, and Nakamura is down on the outside of the ring on the apron. Anderson grabs him by the hair and pulls him back. What are we going to get here?
Great awareness.
Oh my God! Just drives
God.
Nakamura's head into the post.
I mean, you
I
want to talk
literally
about...
heard the sound of skull meeting ring post.
I got to be honest with you here, Ashton. If Karl Anderson can get the gun stun on Nakamura, I'd call this one over. I'd call it right there. I mean, his neck has been worked over beyond belief. And now Karl Anderson, what's he thinking here? Samoan drop,
like,
maybe?
Maybe some kind of fireman's carry, it looks like. Maybe he's going for that the TKO he wanted earlier.
Oh, dear God. Oh, dear God. What's Anderson? Oh, my God.
TKO.
There it is.
He got it. TKO. Is this going to be it?
God.
One.
Off the top
two.
rope.
Oh, but Nakamura kicked
what?
Out. Holy crap. That was almost like just a fireman's carry setup gun stun, but Nakamura managed to kick out, and it was from the middle rope at that.
How did Nakamura kick out of that?
That looked,
Karl Anderson.
And on top of all of the work that Anderson's put in on Nakamura's neck in this match, Nakamura's got to feel like his head is too heavy to even hold up right now.
I mean, Ashton, you can't fault Karl Anderson. It's been a brilliant game plan. Its execution's been on point, but Nakamura's toughness, I think, was an unaccounted for variable.
Oh, and it looks like Anderson wants a middle rope gun stun there.
Avalanche gun stun upcoming.
No, Nakamura shoots him off.
And
the Bomaye! Bomaye to the back of Anderson's head. And Nakamura not even capitalizing, just standing up. It looks like he wants a second Bomaye. But Anderson rolls out of the way. Gun stun. He hit it. Gun stun. Go for the pin, Anderson. 1, 2.
Oh,
but Nakamura kicked out of that too. Oh my God. Shinsuke Nakamura has now basically kicked out of 2 gun stuns, a middle rope fireman's carry variation, and just a really low to the ground variation. I don't even know what you want to call that, but I'll tell you what I call it. Effective, but apparently not effective enough because it did not put Nakamura away.
You gotta wonder if Karl Anderson was able to get a little bit more oomph on that second gun stun, if maybe that would have been the difference maker, because it did seem pretty low to the ground.
It's so odd because I'm such a massive Nakamura fan, but I'm finding myself cheering for Anderson here just because I want to see an upset, man.
Absolutely. I mean, Anderson, like I said, I mean, it's been kind of my talking point, my central theme to this match. Karl Anderson, primarily a tag team competitor. This is his chance to break out, to really shine, and he's got to beat Nakamura to do it. Easier said than done, as we see the forearm shivers being exchanged between both men.
Oh, but it looks like Anderson might have gotten the better of Nakamura. Posing might be a mistake.
Definitely
back
a mistake.
To the forearm, but then Nakamura with the big kind of charged up punch to the face.
Oh, man. And Karl Anderson there. Bam, what an uppercut. And another uppercut. And another uppercut. And now Nakamura down to 1 knee here.
Anderson just content with wearing Nakamura down.
Bicycle kick.
Another big one. Gun stun. Oh, but Nakamura got his knees up.
Oh, beautiful counter. And now.
And he nails the
there it is.
That's got to be it.
It's over.
2.
No!
Anderson kicked out. Kicked out.
Are you kidding me?
Nakamura setting up some kind of a inverted
suplex.
Almost an inverted T-bone.
Oh, this is going to be it here. Curtain call for Anderson, signaling the knee. No! That's got it again. Another gut stun. Oh, my God.
Hit it.
Oh, my God.
And 1,
2, 3.
He got him.
Oh, my God.
The first upset of this year's G1. Karl Anderson pins Shinsuke Nakamura on day 2's main event.
I kept saying it was a big talking point. Karl Anderson was nothing more than a tag team competitor. Had to swallow the pride of calling AJ Styles the greatest wrestler on God's green earth. But on the second day of G1 Climax, Karl Anderson beat the man who pretty much legitimized the Intercontinental Championship, three-time world champion and former G1 Climax winner Shinsuke Nakamura. This is an upset for the ages.
How great of a story would it be if Anderson and Styles won their respective blocks?
That's what I'm saying, dude. I think it's time for Karl Anderson to break out. The machine gun just showed the world he ain't nobody to fuck with.
And can I point out, there was absolutely no shenanigans from the Bullet Club. They did not interfere once in this match.
To call this one of the biggest victories in Karl Anderson's career may be the grossest understatement I will ever utter throughout this entire tournament. The machine gun went out blazing, and he emerged victorious.
And Shinsuke Nakamura starts G1 2015 0-1.
Did you think it would happen, Ashton?
No, I didn't think it would happen. Why do you think I'm freaking out so much right now?
Oh my God, Nakamura, who had to be considered not only one of the heavy favorites in this match, but one of the heavy favorites in the tournament overall, starts out on a losing front.
Yeah, my official prediction for what was going to be the finals of this tournament was Nakamura versus Tanahashi. So the fact that Nakamura is starting the tournament off 0-1, this could either be a massive uprising for Karl Anderson, or it could just be New Japan's attempt to kind of make Nakamura look like he has to win his way from the bottom up.
Either way, I mean, you have to wonder. The Bullet Club has been all about AJ Styles, but are we perhaps entering the age of Anderson? What a huge victory for that man. It took, I mean, Ashton, was it 3 or 4 gun stunts to beat Nakamura?
I want to say 3, because he hit the middle rope TKO, and then he hit the really, really low base gun stun, and then that last one. I think that was it. I think it was 3.
I mean, when Nakamura was calling for the knee in the corner and he did the pose and everything, I thought he was going to hit it and we were all going to go home happy. But Karl Anderson had it checked. He was able to hold on to the ropes when Nakamura tried going for it again, and then Nakamura's own momentum, because he wasn't able to recover in time, Karl Anderson capitalized, hit the gun stun, got the 3 count, and the upset so far of the G1 Climax tournament.
Unbelievable. And now it actually sounded like Karl Anderson was cutting a promo in Japanese, I believe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, he is. He's talking in Japanese. So, guys, Karl Anderson wins. He finally, I shouldn't say finally, but he gets the best of Shinsuke Nakamura. Who could have seen that coming?
AJ Styles, you may be looking into your future having to face your Bullet Club brethren and Karl Anderson. That's Absolutely. A matchup I've wanted to see for some time, and the table may just have been about to be set here.
Absolutely. And guys, this is far from the end. This is only day 2 out of 19 of G1 Climax, and this is going to be the end of our recording for the second half of day 2, but we will see you guys again tomorrow for day 3, where, as I was mentioning earlier, we're going to get matches involving Kota Ibushi versus Doc Gallows, Bad Luck Fale versus Togi Makabe, Toru Yano versus AJ Styles, Tetsuya Naito versus Katsuyori Shibata. I think that's going to probably main event. And then Hiroshi Tenzan versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. 5 matches set for tomorrow, plus a litany of tag team matches, most likely involving the 10 competitors that we just saw in this second half of day 2 today. It's going to be a hell of a tournament, and I am so looking forward to watching the rest of it. It really feels like we're in the middle of it now. This feels like G1.
Absolutely, and we punctuate day 2 with the image of Karl Anderson standing tall. Could we have seen the beginning of that man's rise to the IWGP Heavyweight Championship of the world?
We shall see, and we'll see you guys for day 3.